Hi folks, I'm RJ Steiner, and I'm going to go over installing and configuring the Fido software on a Raspberry Pi. Your first step is to go check out the documents on installing. And at that, github.com/openpipekit/Fido. And I scroll down to this README and look at my requirements before I install. Raspberry Pi with Raspbian installed. That's actually what you're looking at here. This is Raspbian running. For installation, you must have Raspberry Pi hooked up to a monitor, keyboard, and mouse. Yes, I do. And a Yoctopus USB temperature sensor. And I have that hooked up to the Raspberry Pi as well. To install, boot up your Raspberry Pi connected to a monitor, keyboard, mouse, copy and paste this command into a terminal and press enter. Alright, so I'm going to copy this command. Open a terminal, it's this icon up here. And go to paste and hit enter. It's downloading the Fido software. And now we have the wizard set up on the right-hand side. It says, let's set up your Fido. To send text messages, we're going to use Cinch. If you haven't registered with Cinch, go ahead and do that now. Press enter when you're done with that. I'll go to Cinch right now. I've already registered, but I'll make sure that I'm logged in. We're going to get it's going to ask for some information out of this. I'm going to go to my dashboard, clicked up here. I think we're about ready. All right, so Cinch is a service that sends text messages. There's lots of these services out there. This was the most simple one that I've tried so far. So we're going with that. So I'm ready to proceed. Press enter. Copy and paste your Cinch key here and press enter. Go back to Cinch. What you're going to want to look for is your apps. Apps are strangely named. They're more like users in your account that can send text messages. So we don't put the credentials for your Cinch account on the Raspberry Pi. We put these keys for these apps on it. So that way, if somebody gets a hold of these keys, they don't have the username and password for your Cinch account and can't access your financial details. And that's a good thing. All right, so the first thing our wizard asked for was this key, so I'm going to copy this. This is like the username for the app. Go back and paste it in here. I'm using this edit paste function. Recommend doing that, not doing Control V, for example. All right, copy and paste Cinch secret here and press enter. And copy that. Paste. And now type the phone number you'd like to send alerts to. And now it's going to send a test text message to my phone to make sure that we just entered all that correctly. No typos, nothing like that. Opening my phone, opening my text message app. I'm going to hit enter and wait for this text message to make sure I entered this all correctly. There we go, got it. Sometimes it takes a minute. That was very fast. If you don't end up getting it, then you'll want to start this over again at the end of the tutorial. I'll show you how to reconfigure your Fido software. All right, so I'm going to just hit enter and proceed. All set up to set alerts to your phone. Now let's configure when those alerts happen. What is the upper limit of temperature you want to be alerted of? Type temperature in Celsius and press enter. So this is like when it's getting too warm. I want to receive a text message. What temperature is that? Well, let's go to Google and do a little Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion. Google.com. I'm probably concerned when things are starting to get about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, let's say like 95 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. That's 35 Celsius. So I just type 35 and press enter. Now it's going to ask me for the lower bounds. When is it getting too cold in my greenhouse? Let's say I have a particular crop that's sensitive to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's going to be 10 degrees Celsius. Type 10, press enter. Everything is installed. Press enter to exit the wizard. Great. So now every 60 seconds, the Raspberry Pi is looking at the Yoctopus temperature sensor that's plugged in via USB, and seeing if it's out of bounds. If it's out of bounds, it will send me a text message saying your Fido is out of bounds at what temperature. It will probably be out of bounds for a while, and it won't keep spamming me. It'll just send me a text message once when it goes out of bounds. Then it will send me a text message again when it goes back in bounds to let me know, like, the problem is solved, we're back in bounds at this temperature, and also on the lower end, it will do the same thing. So if I, for example, wanted to tune the temperatures that this is reading, that it's alerting me, I wanted to, something more precise, something more narrow, or I wanted to change the phone number, or like I mentioned earlier, if that you didn't get that text message, the way to start over again is you could go back to the directions and copy and paste that command, but you already have the software on your Raspberry Pi. So let's just go open our file system, look in our Pi folder, and we see there's a Fido folder now. We just got to double click on that, and then double click on this wizard. It says it's an executable script. We want to execute it in a terminal, not execute it, because then we won't see the wizard. It'll be in the background looking for our input and waiting forever. So let's execute it in terminal. And here we are at the beginning of this configuration. It will just overwrite what we did before. So if you ever want to reconfigure, that's how you do it. All right, thanks for watching. Till next time.